So this is the tutorial for creating your cut paper portrait. So the first thing I do is I've opened my image and I've opened up in RAW. I'm going to go through and I'm going to make sure that the image looks as good as I possibly can make it. This is up to your own judgment. So I'm going to assume that this is okay, but you'll want to play with all these sliders to make it look as good and realistic as possible. Then you're going to hit Open Image. So once your image opens, the first thing that you're going to need to do is go to Filter, Filter Gallery, and I am going to go to Cutout. Now you can hit the little minus down in the corner. That'll allow you to see your entire image. You'll choose the number of levels, generally between 5, 6, 4. I certainly wouldn't go above that. I want to try to simplify things, but not make it so that it's impossible to tell what it is. So I'll try to simplify here. Let's try to simplify up here. Because of House's beard, it makes it hard to make him look good. Okay, so that really looks good, but it's really complicated. So I really need to drop down to about 5 layers. Remember that 5 layers or levels is that number of colors. So I'm going to go for 5. I still don't like how complicated it is, and you definitely need your image to be a little bit more simple. I'll try to simplify it a little bit, and let's go down here and see what we get. So I'm going to go with right there, and I'm going to up my levels a little bit. This is looking better. That's more like what you're looking for. He doesn't have that scraggly beard anymore. So now that I've simplified that and it looks good and it looks like you, and I hit OK, and we have our image. Okay, now there are 2 ways to do this. Now we're going to change the colors. Now this is made up of 5 colors because we had 5 levels. My first choice is I can use the magic wand. I'm going to click on the white. I'm going to hold down Shift. I'm going to click on the other white. Now I've selected both those whites, and I'm going to go down and grab by holding down on the gradient tool, I'm going to look for the paint bucket. I'm going to double click, and I'm going to choose just a pink to make this really vibrant. I now flood fill that, and I flood fill that. Okay. Once that's done, I'm going to hit Control D, that deselects. Now I need to choose another color. Now, in this case, there are colors all over the place. To simplify this, I can go to Select, Color Range. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the dropper to select that color on his cheek. And I'm going to take the fuzziness, and I'm going to aim for, there we go, right there. And I'm seeing only those colors on his cheek. I'm going to hit OK. And notice how it just selected that color. You got to kind of play with it a little bit. Now, rather than use the flood fill tool, I'm going to use the brush. I'm going to choose a color. And I'm going to go with blues. So I'm going to choose, that was kind of a light blue on his face. So I'm going to go for a light blue. Okay. I'm going to make it bigger. To make the brush bigger, I go up to the top. And I'm just going to pull this over to, let's go for about there. Okay. And now I'm just going to color over that part. Okay, great. Now I have that second color. To deselect, I hit Control D. I'm now going to go to Select, Color Range. Move this aside. And I'm going to select the dark blackish color. It looks like I need to move the fuzziness up a little bit to get that. I'm going to try right there and see what happens. Okay, it got most of the black, but not all of it. It missed some of it on the side. So I'm going to hit Control D, select. Made a mistake. Waiting for it to cancel. Okay. Select. Color range, not focus area. And I'm going to take the fuzziness and I'm going to move it up a little bit more. Let's try that. I'm going to hit OK. Still didn't get it, and it's kind of going bad at this point. So I'm going to hit Control D, and I'm going to go to my magic wand instead. I'm going to hit that black area. Got it. I need to hold down Shift the area under his nose, the area up here, eyebrow, eyebrow. There we go. I have all those dark areas. Now again, I'm going to go to my brush. I'm going to choose a different color. You don't need to go all blues or all anything, but I'm going to go all blues, and I'm going to go for a darker one. And I'm going to paint those in. Control D deselects. Okay. Now I need to go for, I'm going to do the color in his eyes. I'm going to make that kind of bright. I'm going to make that stick out. So I'm going to go to my magic wand tool. And I'm going to aim for that color. Again, I need to hold down Shift. And I want that to really stand out, so I'm not going to go for the other two colors that are that same value. I'm going to go for red, make him evil. And again, back to my brush. There we go. Control D. Then I'm going to go back to my magic wand, and I'm going to select that last color. Hold down Shift. Got it. Got it. Got it. Got it. And I think that's it. I'm going to make that pretty dark, and I'm going to go for a dark blue. So I go for, let's go for that. Let's go for that, I guess. Go back to my brush, color them in. Okay. Control D. And looks like the last part is that part on his beard. And again, back to magic wand. Select. That's got most of it. Shift. That part up here. Good, got it. Got it. Got it. Down here and right there. That's about it. I'm going to go for really dark. So let's go with the almost black. Back to my brush. Control D. And now I have the part on his nose and everything. And again, I made a mistake. If you make a mistake, hit Control, Alt, and then press Z. So I go back to my magic wand. Here, hold down Shift. Got it. Got it. Got it. Got it. Got it. And there's a little there. I'm not even going to worry about that at the moment. I want to make that pretty light, but I'm going to make it a light blue. So I'm going to go up here. Go back down to my brush. It needs to be lighter. Remember that you can change your colors multiple times. You don't have to just go with the color that it came. I'm actually going to go with straight white. It needs to be a little bit on the bluish side. So let's try like that color maybe. There. I want just a little bit of blue. Okay, I can live with that. Now, last thing you can do is if you don't like them, remember you can keep on changing the colors. I don't like the red. I'm not going to change that right now. But I would like you to experiment with this. At this point, if you have something that works, you're going to go to File, Save As, and this is the important part. When you go to Save As, you cannot save this as a Photoshop document. You have to go down and you have to save it as a straight JPEG. And then please title it with your name. Save it to your documents, and you should make an art folder for that in your documents. This part doesn't matter. And you're done. The last thing you should try is you should go to Image, Adjustments, Saturation, and Hue. What I can do here is I can grab the hue, and I'm going to start moving it. Do I see something that I like better? I kind of like maybe that. Maybe that one. But I can play with my hues. Okay. You can also change the saturation, which means how dark or light things are. If I drop the saturation all the way down, it's going to become gray. You don't want that, by the way. I can make it lighter or darker. And I can hit OK. At this point, I expect you to be playing with the filters, seeing what everything does. And I'm going to actually ask you to upload a couple of your experiments a little bit later. Make sure you save your work as you go.